Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now this episode is going to be going over how to get the most overpowered range build in the game. Now I don't actually have it right now, I don't really play the game that much anymore, but I know exactly what you need to get, so I will be pretty much explaining everything. So this build is going to be very based around the hunter bow, as if you go into the skills on the far right on the wolf line, you do have charged shot, which fires 2 fully charged arrows by pressing R with the hunter bow. It is extremely overpowered. Now let's quickly just go over the skills that we need first of all. So obviously you need charged shot. Obviously if you go everywhere you can for the extra range damage, that will help massively. You would also need battleground bolt, as this does use your ranged damage, obviously not as much as your bow, but it does use it, and that is your main damage that this build will give you. Now another thing that you would probably need is missile reversal, which is pretty much, again, it uses your ranged damage instead of your melee, and it pretty much helps if a javelin gets chucked at you, or if an archer shoots at you. If you then parry quick enough at the right time, it will then use it to throw or shoot that object back at the enemy using your ranged damage, which in this case will be pretty high. Now another thing that you could get, if I just quickly find it, is guided arrow. Now this is just a way that you can obviously make your arrows more precise, but don't really focus on it that much, as you will be mainly using charged shot. And plus that only works on predator bows, which you can also use if you want, but I highly recommend the hunter bow. Now if we move on to abilities, there are 2 abilities that I would recommend, and one is ranged and one is melee. Now the ranged one is the focus of Nonir, which, if you read it, use the power of Nonir's to aim and shoot at your enemies with fateful speed. This pretty much allows you to walk into a room full of enemies and pretty much kill them all extremely fast, especially if you're using your charged shot. You'll go in there, one hit everything before you even go into real time. And the same for the melee, which is actually the blinding rush, which if you read it, it says use stamina to move undetected, so it ends it upon enemy contact. So that's like when you're on the enemy, yeah. So if you use it, and you can pretty much shoot all the weak points. Now there are certain things in this build that will make you do more damage to weak points, and plus if you have the skill, I forgot where it is, that one, bow stun finisher. If you hit the weak points, then you can then do a bow stun finisher, which obviously helps if it's literally just a range build. So those abilities mixed with the skills are a very, very good combination. Now let's go on with the inventory. Now weapons, it's truly up to you. If you find something that does range damage, so restore a low amount of health for each critical hit, that is also quite useful. And I know there are some shields that are very useful, such as that, restore health on parry. There's quite a few that can actually help, but in this case I'm going to be focusing on the armor. Now obviously if you're doing a bow extreme build, you will need your quiver to be as full as you can, like upgrade it pretty much to the maximum. Obviously that will give you the most chances, and if you do miss, you have plenty of arrows to be able to miss. Now the way I'm doing it is I'm using 2 feigns set, which increases critical chance when parrying, which then if you combine that with the battleground bolt, well not the battleground bolt, sorry, the parry, which you can chuck back the arrow or the javelin, missile reversal, that's what it's called, that will increase the critical chance, which is very nice. And then I'm using a 3-piece huntsman set, which increases the range damage when hitting enemies further than 20 meters away. That is brilliant, especially if you slow down time, you go in there 20 meters away, bam 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 bam, and they are all dead. Now the hunter bow that I highly recommend is the Hunnish bow, which you can pretty much get straight off the bat extremely early on in the game. Now, if you read it, it says it increases the range damage when hitting weak points, which goes in hand with the ability and the skill. So you do more damage, and you can then do a bow stun finisher. Now, the one thing that makes this build extremely over the top, and I don't have the runes, but if you get ranged runes and the ranged diamonds. Now, the ranged diamond you're looking for is actually... The ranged diamond you're actually looking for is the Raven rune, which increases range damage the lower your health is. Now, if you use that diamond on your golden ones, your mythical spec, that would massively increase your damage. And then especially if you then use runes that increase your range damage overall, you will absolutely destroy. Now, I've hardly upgraded or done anything that I've said, but I would just show you how powerful it is right now, and I haven't even added the runes, I haven't even got them to mythical, I haven't added the diamond runes. You know, it could be a hell of a lot better, especially if you do everything that I've said in this video. You will get over 2,000 damage per hit. Now, you can slightly change the build to be able to do headshot damage. There's a couple things that you need to change. I forgot what they are right now, but the one I'm doing is basically hit them anywhere and it's crazy damage, which most people struggle with aiming, so this is the reason I'm explaining this build. But let's go show you how much damage I'll do. Okay, so I've arrived at the location that I will be trying this out. As you can see, I did a lot of damage, and I haven't even upgraded anything. Look at that. Bam. He's dead. He's dead. And he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Pretty much one hit them all. And then if you've got the ability, you can simply re-loot all the people. Look at that, I've got all my arrows back. And look at this. Shooting all the spots. Oh, that's because I actually messed up myself there. Look at that. And dead. Obviously I could have done that a hell of a lot better if I actually timed it properly. But again, I haven't got any of the runes I've explained that you need to get, and I haven't upgraded the bow. Look at the bow. It's only upgraded once, and I'm doing this much damage. Now imagine everything you do, everything I've said, that is literally over 2,000 damage per shot. It's overpowered. Very overpowered. So if you put in the comment section, you know, this build doesn't work, make sure you've done everything I've said. So you need to watch the video all the way through, and I guarantee you it's an extremely overpowered build. Now, I have to tell you guys something. I have just opened up a Discord and a Patreon, so anyone can join the Discord. There's multiple ranks that you can, if you're feeling generous enough to donate to me to help my cause, as I am at uni and money's very tight, so that will definitely keep me going, keep food in my pockets and all sorts, keep me happy and all that lot. And it also, depending on how much you want to donate, you will also get a rank and a tier in the Discord, which then will give you, you know, things that will be exclusive to you, and I can talk to you and all sorts. It's very, very useful. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm going to upload, as we need more people to do that. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.